Hey everyone, it's Christine here. Welcome to my channel. Today is the full moon in Aries. I am tapping into the energies right now. I'm in my car. I just completed a hike and I really wanted to do this. I know it's been pretty quiet from my end. I will update more tomorrow. I hope you all have been doing well. We're gonna jump right in, otherwise I will keep talking. So today, October 9th, we welcome the full moon in Aries. It's happening at 4:45 Eastern time, New York City time for reference. So for many folks, it still hasn't occurred. And for those, obviously, depending on your time zone, it will occur later. Or earlier, I should say. So this lunation, obviously, it's in the fire sign, a cardinal sign of Aries. There's a lot of passion, fire, enthusiasm, zest. Some of you may have been feeling this energy earlier this week. I know I have. You may have been feeling tempers flaring, getting more irritated easily, perhaps reacting rather than responding, feeling almost like a matchstick, like things could set you off fast like that. And different situations may have been reaching a boiling point, may have reached almost I got a lot of like fireworks, confetti. And I know some others have been referring to volcanoes, but I keep getting like fireworks, like fast eruptions. And this is simply because we can no longer hold our truths in. We can no longer accept what we have been accepting. This lunation, Aries opposes Libra, right, on the astrological wheel. Aries is all about the self, rules the first house. Libra is about partnerships, all types, 7th house, right? And this lunation is conjunct Venus in Libra and meeting up with Chiron, which is retrograde in Aries. So this especially is going to highlight where some of our relationships, particularly when it comes to love, I'll say, but Venus rules all relationships too. But because of the aspects and the energies, and we're in the season of Libra as well, I kept getting a lot of personal partnership energy. So this could involve romantic relationships, people you're seeing, but this is about really healing things that have been out of balance. Where have you been putting others first in these relationships? And I'll say broadly speaking, in any type of relationship dynamic, where have you lost yourself? Sorry, you guys, I feel like paranoid because I saw a bug earlier. It was on my hat in the car, and I'm like, I keep feeling things, but it's anyways. Let me continue on. So think back and feel where you may have felt an imbalance in relationships, where you may have felt like you were pouring in too much, like you were perhaps losing yourself, giving of yourself, and not being true to who you are. And sorry, there's people walking and they're just watching me as I talk, probably to my phone, because there's nothing here. Where have you lost yourself in these relationship dynamics? Where have you felt like you haven't been able to speak your truth? Like something is bugging you, and you'll feel that something. You will feel it somewhere in your body, more than likely, probably in the lower chakras, and I would say the heart as well. Feeling off, feeling like you're not heard, like you're not seen, like you're not valued, like there's a mismatch. That's an opportunity for you to express yourself, to really speak up and say, this is what I need, because Aries is not an energy that stays vocal. In this lunation, it's about eruption. It's about letting things out, letting things go, freeing them. And that means freeing that energy from you. That's why with this particular full moon, some of you may have felt like, oh, where am I getting all this energy? Why do I feel restless? Why do I feel angry? You may have felt a buildup of energy within you. For those even too that are not normally angered easily or off-tempered, or feeling a certain way, you may have even felt just like, oh, I feel off, because everyone is feeling it differently. And there's going to be different ways to release that energy, but it has to come out some way. Movement, of course, physical movement is an amazing way. That's why I hike. Usually on Sundays, I don't always hike. I usually do other forms of activity, like walking around my neighborhood or just yoga. So movement is one way to get that energy out. Breath work is another as well. speaking up. You're going to know exactly what you need to do because everyone's situation is different. But this lunation is calling you to really reflect what has come up in the recent weeks. What has been unveiled to you? What have you known? What truths do you know that you now have to reveal to yourself and have to take action on? Because ironically, the full moon is about illumination, culminations, endings, if you will. It's about resting at this time and nurturing and taking care of yourself. So not a lot of action, but with the moon being in Aries, there's a need, almost like in tarot, we get the Fool's card. I kept getting that, a need for this push forward. And that's precisely what it is. It's making and taking that truth that we have now learned about and moving forward with that knowledge, not sitting back and being like, okay, I know this feels off in my life. I know this feels wrong, but I'm not going to say anything or do anything about it. I'm not going to talk to people. I'm not going to change a situation. No, because it's going to continue to manifest in your body in different ways. You're going to feel it. It's going to build up. And so I feel strongly this lunation is about taking first awareness and accountability within yourself, within all of your relationships, within your life, because this doesn't just pertain to relationship. It's going to pertain to different areas of your life that are asking for a change, for truth to be revealed and acknowledged, and for change to ensue. And so with that Aries energy and with the Fool card energy that I got from the tarot that just kept popping up in my head, it's about leaping into the unknown. And for some of you, that's going to mean so many different things. So I don't want to go into too much detail. Oh, I did want to say, I forgot, because I'm looking down on my notes. There's also a grand trine with the Sun in Libra. And we have a overall easing with some of these challenges that are popping up, because this is happening with Saturn in Aquarius and with Mars in Gemini. So there's an overall easing on these strains that we may be feeling, and some of the pressures too. And again, the day after this full moon in Aries, we have Mercury going into Libra. So communication is going to be more, I would say, on the peaceful side, more diplomatic. There's opportunities for compromise too. And so the 2-week period following this lunation, it's a beautiful time to really tap into this energy. And also too, Venus is in Libra. And I'm speaking just largely of the major events, not even any particular other transits or aspects, but to harmonize areas of our life that have felt just completely off kiltered, off balanced, and that have had a disharmonizing effect on our lives. So with that said, we're going to move on to 3 things to know about this lunation. 1, the first thing to know, it's time to do. I referenced this already with the Fool card that I kept getting in my head. It's time to actually take action here. No more thinking and being passive about it. There needs to be some type of movement, whether it's a communication, even journaling your thoughts, something that'll allow you to start transmuting and changing this energy, because it's going to be really important to release that, and it's going to be very different for everyone. Again, there's a lot of focus on relationships as of late. I was channeling this for several months ago too. I just have been getting a lot of relationship energies, and there's a lot of stuff coming up about different situations in our lives, and really looking at everything, because it's a reflection of also us and where we are in our own journey, spiritually, healing, earthly. And so really take time during these next several days and 2 weeks with this lunation cycle until we hit the new moon and we get into eclipse season, to think about what can I do to change this situation, because sitting still and keeping quiet is not going to be the answer. Aries energy is very impulsive, so use that energy. Again, that's why I say think about it, acknowledge it, see what needs to change, and then take your steps. Number 2, it's time for truth with yourself, with others, and with relationships. And I even have here, it's time to move forward with valor, with courage, with bravery, even if you're scared, sad, or whatever emotion you're feeling. The truth hurts sometimes. I kept getting that. I've been seeing the name of the song and hearing the song True Colors for about maybe 2 weeks now. And I'm not a fan of that song. I personally, it's not really my cup of tea. But there's been a lot of stripping away of people. And perhaps people's truths were always there. We may not have wanted to see them. And that may be the most difficult thing to reconcile, to wrap around our heads, and to realize, like, wow, I thought the situation was a certain way, but it truly wasn't. Or I thought this relationship I had with this person, or this friendship, or whatever this situation or dynamic involves, that it was a certain way. And what's coming up with this lunation is, no, it's really time to acknowledge the truth of things and to stop evading that, even if it hurts. And a lot of people, and this goes into point 3, I'll say, a lot of folks think, you know, with fire signs, whenever lunations are in fire signs, no emotions are really shown. It's time to just take on that courage and that bravery and move forward. Yes, like I said with step 2, but with this third step that I channeled, I kept getting, it's okay to cry. And I'm like, that's it? I'm going to say this to people? It's okay to cry? Truly, it's okay to cry, because sometimes anger, I know for me, anger is masked in terms of pain. And I cry when I'm angry. And so really think about how you feel and the emotions that are tapped into you and how that connects to you and what you want to really express, because that's going to allow you to grieve for things that didn't happen. Because we all grieve when, whether it's things that went wrong, things that went right, there's a semblance of grief there, and it's so important because people skip through that process. They shut the door, they end things, and then they try to start the new thing, new opportunity, new relationship right away. Like, no, like fucking wait, for real. There's a time period. That's why we have in-between times. Think of like when you take a journey. I know a lot of people don't travel by bus, at least here in the United States. It's not the most popular form of transportation compared to other countries and regions of the world. But I'll say bus travel is amazing. Think about when you go to a bus depot, a bus stop, a bus waiting area. There's a waiting stop area, right? Benches, seats, chairs, or even just a little area where people stand. And you wait until you start your journey, right? You're not constantly rushing. Buses aren't moving like half a minute. There's time in between. And this is what this lunation is indicating, and what I got for this energy around us right now. Really take time to express and allow yourself to grieve. Fire is pivotal. That's another thing. 4. I think I mentioned 3 things to know. There's actually a 4th thing, so we can consider this a bonus. I kept getting a fire starter, ignition, igniter. I've seen words and I've been getting synchronicities with this all week. Even a panel I moderated, one of the panelists was a fire starter, if I remember correctly, if that was a word that they used in terms of being proactive and initiating things that they wanted to accomplish. Aries is a fire sign. It's the first sign of the zodiac wheel, if you will. It initiates the astrological year, and it just goes, right? It's the first card of the tarot. And so this is also a time to initiate this energy, these beautiful things that you want in your life. So during that waiting period, during that liminal space, during that time where you're seated and you're waiting for that bus to come up, whether it's a physical bus, like you're actually waiting for a bus, or metaphorically for your next journey to start, know that during that time, you can think about what it is that you really want to do, what it is that you want to experience, what do you want to value, and how do you want to be valued? What are you looking for in XYZ? It's going to be different. Career and finances, and love, friendships, family, and your hobbies, your passions, your goals. There's so much here, so much energy to utilize. But most of all, you have to honor your feelings, and then you can initiate. I hope this video for the full moon in Aries has helped I felt so called to get this out. So called. And it's happening shortly. By the time I get home to get this uploaded, it may be just at the time the lunation is occurring. So I'm wishing you all peaceful times right now, blessings. Take care of your energy more than anything. Take care of yourselves, and I will see you soon. Bye.